What's going on? Derek from Legendary here. Super excited to actually share this training about personal development and mindset and what it's got to do with your business. So I highly recommend you watch this video all the way through and rewatch it again if you need to, because it's so important in order to succeed with our program or any program in general. You have to actually watch this, understand the concepts, and actually implement what's inside. So let's get started. Everything I put together in this video is from my own experience and point of view. So after reading a lot of books, listening to podcasts about mindset and personal development, this is what I put together. So keep in mind, everything is from my perspective and take it with a grain of salt. So why is this important? You have to understand, in order to succeed, you need 75% mindset, 20% execution, and 5% skill. Mindset is really that important. I love this quote from Jim Rohn. He has a lot of great quotes if you Google Jim Rohn quotes, but this is one of my favorites. It's that your level of success rarely exceeds your level of personal development. And that's so true. So let's talk about the 3 pillars of personal development, and we can go through each one of them in detail. Number 1 is self-belief. This is your past self. We'll have a story to demonstrate. Second is self-identity. That's your present self. Again, we'll have a story for this. And finally, self-identity. That's your future self. And this is what I think is the most important, and we'll dive into that also. So we'll start off with self-belief, your past self. To me, this is what trips a lot of people up, and we have to overcome it to reach our full potential. I believe that I is how you can think about this. So limited beliefs from your past environment and experiences, and your belief will create an endless feedback loop without intervention. So this is caused by your past experiences and environment, and if you don't take control of your beliefs, it can become a endless feedback loop, which we'll talk about. So here's a little story to demonstrate. There's a social event with friends and colleagues and family, and everyone's having fun in the middle of a party. And in there's a guy named Kyle. And if you're watching right now, you probably know someone who can relate to this story. So Kyle's a little bit overweight. He's been eating junk food, putting a lot of unhealthy stuff in his body. And a friend that was nearby starts a conversation with him. Kyle, how have you been? Have you gained a little weight? Kyle replies, "Have I? Ha ha ha. I guess that's how life is. As you grow older, your body and metabolism start to slow down. When I was younger, I could eat twice the amount and stay skinny." So as I mentioned, you probably know someone like this in your life right now, in your social circle. And what we're going to do is analyze this situation and break it down into pieces. So this is what we call the feedback loop of hell. And it's pretty much started by a belief of self-helplessness, a belief that you can't do anything to help your situation. What happened to Kyle is that he came up with this belief based on his past experience and past environment. So an example of that is when Kyle was young, he probably saw his dad, his teacher, or his uncle getting overweight as they grew older. So what he has come to conclude is that being old means being overweight, and that's his truth. That's his reality that he's come to accept. And once you do that, there's not much you can do, because that is the truth, and that is your reality. So why would you try to fight reality? And what this does is create a cycle of feeling bad, guilty, and feeling worthless or helpless. And that feeling is not a good feeling. So the action is to eat junk food to make them feel better and actually suppress that feeling. And that action leads to a result, which is gaining unhealthy weight. So now it's back to square one, reinforcing that feeling of helplessness. He's solidifying that truth in his reality. Now it is true because the actions that those beliefs cause you to take lead to those results. That's the cycle and why it's the feedback loop of hell. Your beliefs create your thoughts and feelings. Those feelings dictate your actions. Those actions lead to your results, and those results go back and reinforce your beliefs. So everything starts off with that belief. That's why it's super important to reflect and analyze on your own self-beliefs, because what you believe about yourself will ultimately determine your results and your reality. You have the power to change just by changing your thoughts and self-beliefs. Your belief is going to determine everything. It's more than just your business. It's going to determine how you run your life, how you're going to raise your kids, how you interact with others. It might cause you to discriminate or determine whether you're a charitable person or someone people might not want to be around. So take some time to reflect on your current beliefs and current outcomes you're getting. See if they aren't serving you. If they aren't, You have the power to change that belief right now and start to get new results. So I'll end this section with a quote from Gandhi. He says, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So everything really starts with your beliefs and your thoughts. So be mindful of that. The second pillar is self-identity. This is your present self. I am. So a couple things to know about your self-identity. Your actions cannot conflict with your self-identity, and self-identity can be changed through new beliefs and new values. And we're going to dive in with another story to explain this. In this story, there's two guys named Tim and Tom. They're both the same ages, go to the same school, have the same jobs, have the same upbringing, live in the same neighborhood, have the same status, they're the same race, and they're both trying to quit smoking. The only difference is Tim wakes up every day and tells himself, I am a smoker trying to quit smoking. It seems like I've tried everything, but it never seems to work. On the other hand, Tom wakes up and tells himself, I am a good father trying to do what's best for my little girl. I've tried a couple things so far, but I haven't found the right path yet. So you can already probably guess from these examples who's going to quit first. But go ahead and take a guess. So, because Tom's self-identity is a good father, he values being a good father, he's more likely to take action to quit smoking because it's not his identity. And it actually might conflict with his identity. We know your actions can't conflict with your self-identity, so Tim will struggle to quit until he stops identifying as a smoker. Tom can adopt new beliefs and values to make the change since it doesn't conflict with his identity. So his new belief is, I can change my behaviors to match my identity, and his new values are being a better father. So as a side note, this is a belief I've adopted that I think has helped me. So my belief is everything that happens to me is 100% my own fault. And what this does for me is the value of having control over my own life. Having a strong belief and strong values will get you through tough times. It helps you build character because perseverance is now wrapped up in your self-identity. You can hack your mind to become more consistent, take more action, or anything else you want by adopting the self-identity that brings those results. So here's the quote for this section. You are the story you tell yourself. This is a simple but powerful statement. It means that you are your own biggest enemy, but it also means that you are the hero in your story. Whether you're telling yourself you're bad or good, rich or poor, motivated or lazy, that's what you're going to be. That's the power of our subconscious mind. Whatever we tell it is going to materialize. Your subconscious doesn't know whether something is suggestion or reality. If you wake up every day thinking you're ugly, the world is going to perceive you that way because it reflects outward. But when you start to have confidence in yourself and your abilities, that also radiates outward and will attract success. So what you say to yourself is crucial. You're writing your own story. That's your self-identity. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the final pillar, which is self-image. This is your future self. To me, this is the most important of the three, because this is what is drawing you forward. This is you saying, I will become. So some things about self-image. Having a clearly defined future self-image is crucial. Imagination is your greatest asset. Think about your future self as if you already are there. Believe in your future self, and it will manifest through your actions. So there's a ton of examples on how this works. You can go Google these right now. Will Smith is a great one. Conor McGregor and a lot of others. Google visualization and manifestation and someone famous, and you'll probably see a lot of examples. The story we're going to look at is from Jim Carrey. And we'll watch a little video here.
Didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe. And I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. But then, just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So you visualize yourself. Visualization works if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, go eat a sandwich.
I love that.
So awesome story with a very specific example of visualization. So if you want to practice this, if you've never done it before, what you can do is right now, call yourself your name 2.0. So I'm Derek 2.0. And imagine yourself and what you're like. Visualize and act as if you're already who you envision. Practice daily visualizations and affirmations. And let your new self-image guide your daily actions. So if you're thinking about who you are in the future, is this action something they would do? Ask questions like, what will you spend most of your time doing? Where will you live? Who will you spend most of your time with? And things like this. And you'll start drawing yourself forward into that self-image. So this is how visualization works in manifestation. So how we were taught in school is you want an end result, right? So you need to figure out how to do it. You got to go get the skill, you got to dedicate time to it, and you got to work hard at it. And then you'll achieve that end result. But the power of manifestation kind of works in reverse. So what you focus on is the end result. And around that end result, you create a burning desire. You have a clear purpose, and you mix faith in that you will achieve that result. And then the how will come to you. So it's more of a focus on the end goal rather than getting bogged down in the how-to. Because if we don't focus on the end result with that burning desire, mix it with faith and a clear purpose, when we go to start acquiring the skills or putting in the time or doing the work, some of those things can trip us up before we get there. So this is the quote for self-image, and you can see the cat looking in the mirror and seeing the tiger here. The me I see is the me I'll be. So the cat sees the tiger, he's going to act accordingly. You can envision your future self as well, and that will drive your actions. You're only limited by your self-image and what you believe is possible for you. So in summary, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. If you think $200,000 a month in income is too much, it will be. If you think blaming someone else when there's a problem in your life or business will help, please go rewatch this video and absorb some of the material. And if you want $200,000 a month, think and act as if you already have $200,000 a month. Take some time, assess your current beliefs, and think about your future self. What results do you want in the future? Who are you going to be? Think and act like you're already there, and your subconscious mind and actions will start to align to make that reality. So that's the end of this training, guys. I hope this was inspiring and empowering to let you know you can take control of your life today. Go back and rewatch it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and stay legendary.